You know full well that veganism is correct, yet you make constant, dishonest videos where you intentionally convey otherwise and lie to your own audience. You even grift them by selling worthless shirts again with the same dishonesty. You are, as a matter of objective fact, an abusive, dishonest, sociopathic and moronic scumbag. Every moment that goes by you leave your anti-vegan videos up makes you more abusive, more dishonest, more stupid, more of a burden and more of a loser. I regret ever having to bear witness to your abuse on YouTube. Gee, thanks for the feedback. I wonder what you think about this. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing my brand new jerky. Are you wondering how you can piss off vegans more than ever before? Fuck Vegan Jerky, the smoky chili and the barbecue flavour is now available. Ladies and gentlemen, at fuckvegans.com, spelled exactly like that, you can go and grab some of these deliciable morsels of snackness. It's absolutely fantastic, made from the finest beef, 100% grass-fed beef. Ladies and gentlemen, you will not beat it. There is no better jerky. It's not that sugary shit. This is absolutely delicious. And you can tell vegans to go and stick it up their fucking skinny little asses. These are the perfect snacks for those people out there that love eating meat. This come from a cow called Jessie. This come from a cow called Stan. Stan's, he's alright, but Jessie tastes fucking good, and apparently she cried through the whole thing. Ladies, that's fucked up, but it's true. Fuck it. Enjoy your jerky, ladies and gentlemen. Support the channel, support the movement, and fuck the vegans. Go and grab some jerky right now before they sell out. From all reports, we are selling very, very fast. So, go and grab your jerky right now. Go and grab the jerky, ladies and gentlemen. It is about to sell out. I really appreciate everyone who has bought it so far. You're amazing. I love you a long time. Now, let's talk about crazy, angry, possibly violent vegans that could snap at any second. This is Joey Carbstrong. I'm sure you've seen him before. Real name, Joseph Armstrong. He's one of the more worrying vegans that are out there. He has a violent criminal past, and I guess that sort of makes everyone a little bit nervous around him. You never know what's going to happen with old Joey. Let's have a look at his rap sheet, shall we? At the age of 14, he left school, sounds good, and developed a heavy drug addiction. Top bloke. He had various blue-collar jobs before receiving welfare at age 22. By this point, he'd gained a lengthy criminal record, which included 3 assaults. What a nice guy. He spent 18 months under house arrest, cool, and arrested in September 2011, result of police discovering a concealed loaded shotgun which Armstrong was bringing to a drug deal. Fucking nice one, bro. Multiple weapons and additional ammunition in his hotel room were also discovered. He spent 6 months in jail. While in jail, he claimed to have an epiphany that everyone needed to be fucking vegan, and now he's got vegan tattooed on his neck. What a lovely, lovely, level-headed man. Someone you can really set your watch to. And now he's completely changed, ladies and gentlemen. He's no longer a nuisance to society. Well, criminally anyway, he's still a massive nuisance to society. He bangs on about veganism like nothing I've ever heard. This man is obsessed, and he loves the cult following he has. He absolutely thoroughly enjoys it. For once in his life, he has something to belong to. And that's all that's happening here. He's brought into the fold. He's like, yes, this is me. I'm happy for once, yada, yada, yada. I'm not taking drugs, which is great. Good fucking on ya. But he's in this cult, and he's found himself in this cult, and he's happy, and he wants other people to join his little cult. He is the online leader of the assault on anyone that's not vegan, and recently he turned his attention to me. Isaac Butterfield's relentless attack on veganism. Little known fact, we actually have a day that's dedicated to Joey in Australia. It's called Are You OK Day, where we ask people if their mental health is okay. And Joey, after you saw my video, are you okay, little fella? Are you okay?
So Isaac Butterbrains.
What are you, 4 fucking years old, you loser?
The king of 10-year-olds. He has about 2 million subs on his YouTube channel. He recycles right-wing arguments. He thinks he has his own insights. He's a
Yeah, so you can see I really get under this guy's skin, which I thoroughly enjoy, and I know I piss him off, so it's marvellous. And if you want to join, you can grab the jerky as well. Why not? Yeah.
So Isaac and I have had a bit of back and forth. I sort of gave up on him because all he does is go, oh, you have a criminal history, therefore everything you say doesn't matter.
No, I just think it's important to know who you're dealing with when you change your entire lifestyle because of someone you listen to on the internet. I think facts matter, and when you hear someone spouting absolute nonsense and reading articles that are straight from the vegan propaganda websites, you want to know who that person is. And when you learn that that person had a fucking shotgun taken it to a drug dealer, you go, oh, okay, probs won't listen to him.
So Butterbrain's recently made a video on veganism, so I thought I might reignite the back and forth if he has the backbone to go toe-to-toe with me.
Joey, you're 5 foot tall. Shut the fuck up. Now, Joey then sits back and relaxes and enjoys my video, and his response video to my video that I won't make you watch me, watch him watching me. Well, I guess I am doing that, but I won't make you do it for 30 minutes, all right? So, Joey sits down, we'll skip through all the boring bits and get to the good juicy shit. This is from the vegans, and it's the nastiest propaganda of all time. Allegedly, Joseph Goebbels runs the propaganda war machine for the vegans.
Looks like Butterbrain's learned a new word, propaganda. So let me get this straight. You're comparing vegans to Joseph Goebbels, the guy who tried to cover up extermination camps, consistently demonized and dehumanized Jewish people.
Yeah. Sure, why not?
Like Joseph Goebbels actually fits perfectly in line with the strategy of the meat industry, who perpetuate species discrimination. They constantly try to cover up and propagate lies.
Shut up, Joey. No one fucking cares. Fast forward, fruit and veg. Nice. Usually avoid this section, to be honest.
Avoiding the fruit and veg section sounds like a typical man baby who cries to his mummy every time he doesn't want to eat his vegetables.
Joey Carb's wrong, ladies and gentlemen. Good one.
Sounds like a typical man baby who cries to his mummy every time he doesn't want to eat his vegetables.
She's walking past yummy vegan burgers that will probably kill you.
Obviously, vegan burgers won't kill you. In fact, in the swap meat randomized crossover trial, the study found the plant products improved several cardiovascular disease risk factors, including TMAO, and there were no adverse effects on risk factors from the plant products. So
this is what Joey does, and a lot of vegans do this. They rely on hand-picked studies to basically inform themselves with some little bits of knowledge so they can argue with people who are arguing against them. Now, I don't know that much about scientific articles because I'm a fucking comedian. I don't think Joey does either, to be honest. But I decided to consult a friend of mine who was a doctor. His response was basically, Joey is full of shit. That was the genuine response. After he had a go at Joey, he then says correlation doesn't equal causation. He also mentioned that TMAO probably isn't anything to worry about. That's what the science is suggesting. But Joey would probably say, you're full of shit. You're full of shit. Fucking lying, meat-eating liar. Okay, we'll just go to the Heart Research Institute. I'd probably prefer to go to the Heart Research Institute than some dude who just got out of jail. Not to mention the study that Joe was talking about had 36 people in it. Nice one, Joe. Good sample size. Then there's the whole red meat is gonna give you cancer shit. That's bullshit too. It comes down to what you eat with it, obviously, which just so happens to be refined carbohydrates, all the sugar, all that shit, which is basically what most vegan people eat, but anyway, whatever, that's not what this argument's about. So, Joe, from this point on in the video, you have basically proven yourself to be unreliable when it comes to scientific fact or scientific research, so let's just ignore everything you say about that. Pork, evil pork, shortcut bacon, pork mince, pork chops.
Also, just take note of how the pork products are displayed here. There's no accurate imagery on the packages to show how the animals are treated, chopped up into pieces.
It'd be a bit weird if they did that, don't you think? Don't you think that would be a bit weird if they had a beheaded pig on the front of the packet? Your avocados that you love so much, they don't have little photos of all the animals that die so they can live. You do not understand marketing, do you? No one's going to do that. Some animals are treated in terrible conditions and that should never happen. Factory farming is awful, but it is necessary, unfortunately, in a world that is so overpopulated. Now, I know that Joey and vegans will say, well, just eat vegetables. You don't care about the other animals, do you? You only care about a couple of them. You don't care about all the other animals that die in agriculture. You just don't care. And you'll say, no, well, not many, and it's not, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What about if one cow dies to feed, I don't know, 5 people, 10 people for whatever it is, 3 or 4 months? What about all the animals that have died so you can eat a bit of bread, so you can have an avocado, so you can have your fucking cornflakes? Mate, it may not be that many, just for a little bowl of this and a little bit of that. But if it's one animal, you're just as bad as me. That's the truth. That is the honest truth. That is it. That is the argument. Over. I'm really surprised to see that on TV at 6 o'clock at night.
Like, a lot of kids are watching TV, and I know it is probably necessary for people to understand what factory farming looks like, because it's not okay.
Why would it be a problem for kids to see where their food comes from, Isaac? Yeah, it's really shocking. It's nowhere near the reality.
Well, obviously an animal needs to be killed, murdered, so that we can eat them. And I just don't think a kid should find that out, if they didn't know that, in the middle of their fucking bedtime routine. They should find out, but just not then. More importantly, what the fuck's going on with your creepy red curtains in your house? Why are you in your red room delivering this news to us, Joe? I'm glad you moved your sex swing out of the way, but I just feel weirded out that I'm in there with you.
Something that's in the refrigerator at the shops, it's packaged up nicely, we take it home and cook it and eat it, it's delicious. In reality, something had to die for you to enjoy that.
Something had to die? Animals are not things. And no, they didn't have to die.
What?
They had to be enslaved, tortured, and murdered in order for you to eat their chopped up body parts.
Oh, for fuck's sake, fast forward this again. I'll tell you what Joey really doesn't like, my view on hunting. And my view on hunting is this: it would be better if we could all just go out and hunt our own food, because then you'd only be harvesting one animal rather than having all these other animals taken and death and illness and disease. It'd be a much nicer way to go. They could live their entire life out in the wilderness and then boom, a bullet in the head or an arrow through the heart, whatever, they're gone, all right? It's better than starving to death as an older animal. That's my opinion. All right.
Animal still has to die, and yes, it does still have to die, but if I was a deer, I'd much rather be shot through the heart with an arrow or a bullet at, 10 years old than die of starvation at 12 years old when I'm too frail to look after myself. Does that not make complete sense? Dying of starvation would really suck.
Yeah, it makes complete sense. If you're a dumbass and a murderer, that would literally be unjustifiable murder. Could you imagine going out and shooting human beings down, trying to prevent them from future suffering?
I don't know. I couldn't imagine it. Could you? Considering you're a convicted, very violent criminal?
I guess Butterbrains wouldn't mind if I shot him dead right now, considering he's probably going to suffer and die of old age from all that animal flesh decomposing in his bowels.
Chill out, little man. Chill the fuck out.
According to this study, the biggest cause of deer death is, wait for it, hunting at 43%. Starvation only accounted for 9% of deer deaths.
Yeah, great. That's fantastic. They didn't have to starve to death. Stop hunting tomorrow and see that number of starvation deaths increase dramatically. And that is for two reasons. More animals live to their old age and then starve to death. And because there's more of them, they eat more of the food available and the little deers starve. Do you want little deers to starve, Joey? You fucking... whatever.
So it seems the best way to help deer is to stop shooting them. Imagine that. And the idea that hunters are out there like Mother Teresa trying to prevent future suffering, like that's their sole motivation for hunting, is a complete joke. If that's the case, why aren't you out there in Ethiopia machine gunning down starving children to prevent their suffering?
Joey, you say some weird things, mate. Here's my argument to that. They are humans. Idiot.
Because I'm sick of vegans talking about, we save lives because we... Bull. Okay, we can talk about bugs and all that type of and field mice and all that type of stuff that you run over with your big machines when you're getting your bread out.
When it comes to protecting crops from insects, we have a right to protect our food resources.
Do you? So you're saying, Joey, and this is what you do, so I'll do it to you. You're saying, so if I'm at the shops and someone walks over to my shopping cart, my shopping trolley, and takes out a loaf of bread, I have the express written consent from the government because I'm protecting my food. Is that what you're saying, Joey? That's what you sound like, you fucking crazy fuck.
If we allowed insects to mow through our crops, it could cause a global disaster or mass starvation.
If I allowed a cow to walk through my pantry, I could go hungry. Therefore, they must die.
It is not a rights violation to protect your property from insects who cannot be reasoned with, who would mow down an entire population's food source without thinking about it.
They cannot be reasoned. What are you saying? Have you tried? Have you tried? But by that logic, I would imagine Joey's been out trying to reason with chickens, which really does fill me with joy.
In regards to field mice, they are so unlikely to be run over by a harvester, it's laughable.
At least 100 mice are killed per hectare per year to grow grain. And then add in all the other crops that people harvest. If you kill 3 cows a year to eat meat, right? That's 3 souls that are gone from this earth. R.I.P. If you have crops, just vegan crops, if you're a carnivore eating cows and you're a big old veggie vegan eating crops, how many animals' lives are you ending? How many souls are you destroying You might harvest 20 animal souls a year. And yet I'm the mass murderer. Shame on you! Not to mention the thousands and thousands upon thousands of ducks that are killed to protect rice fields every single year. And yes, Joey goes on this whole fucking rant about the average amount of calories in duck meat in comparison to grass or something. I honestly don't care about your point. The point is, you're responsible for more animal souls being taken to the animal gods than I am. You only refuse to kill or be part of the killing of like 4 more animals than me. That's it. Joey's big issue is he thinks that like 4 animals are just like humans and every other animal isn't. I don't know how you draw a line in the sand there, but well done. The next 10 minutes of his video that I won't show you is him using all his mathematical genius to prove that less mice are killed for rice and more animals are ducks and whatever. Honestly, Joe, listen up. You're a bad person because you kill insects.
When these kids that follow you go from about, what are they, probably about 10 years old now? When they grow up to be about 12, they'll see just how much of a dumbass you really are, mate.
Have you got a pig on your bracelet? Fuck, you're a loser.
It's like Isaac's one big walking, talking contradiction.
Go and get yourself one of these anti-vegan social club t-shirts. Do it!
And here he is monetizing his spreading of the hate of animals and the hate of vegans with his shitty t-shirts and selling them to his 10-year-old fanboys.
Hey, I would never monetize anti-vegan propaganda. Never do that. Ladies and gentlemen, grab the Fuck Vegans jerky. It's almost sold out. Go and check it out on Instagram as well. We're doing some giveaways, some prizes, some cash prizes too. Go and check it out. Just fucking follow it because you know it's going to piss Joey off, so you may as well do it anyway. But yeah, to end the video, let me just say I've skipped a lot of Joey's video. I'm not going to put myself through that. I'm definitely not going to put you through that because I care. Ladies and gentlemen, beagle motherfucker, peace in the Middle East. Me dick stinks too.